Hi, 6th grade, and welcome back to Mrs. Espenshades' couch. It's another day in the virtual schooling life, and for you it is Monday, April 20th. Today we're going to go over what you're going to be starting in reading and writing for the week. It'll look similar to last week, except now you are going to be reading The Hawk That Dare Not Hunt by Day, Book 4. Book 4 is chapters 28 through 36. And just like last week, you should be finished with reading book 4 by the end of Thursday, and then I will accept your questions as late as Friday afternoon. As always, this is self-paced work on your own at home, so if you finish your reading early and then finish your questions early, you are absolutely welcome to submit those early to me. Just as a reminder, our method for submission is through Homework Dropbox, which is an upload process, or if that isn't working for you and your family, you can always directly email your questions to me. For book 4, we're going to be learning a new aspect of annotating. I want you to be focusing on the characters in book 4 and their characterization. Maybe emphasize by underlining their actions, their motivations, if there's any interior dialogue in the narrator's head or in the other characters, make sure you're circling or starring that in the margin. Just as a reminder, when you're annotating, because I haven't been able to show you physically what you've been doing in your books, if you need to annotate a passage that's longer than 2 or 3 lines, do not highlight or underline half of the lines on a single page. If you really need to emphasize an entire passage, make a bracket around it in your margin. Make a bracket, do a star. That way you're not de-emphasizing the passage itself by underlining most of the page, because then your eyes would be drawn to the unannotated portion. Just a helpful tip that parentheses around a few sentences at a time or brackets around a paragraph can be a helpful way to emphasize a whole section of text rather than just a single sentence or two. As for writing, you're going to have a similar assignment to last week, but a bit more time to do it because this isn't as short of a week as your 3-day week was last week. So head on over to No Red Ink to answer your prompt. This week's prompt is similar to last week's, but it's actually flipped on its head. So don't get confused and think you can just submit the same assignment twice. This is this prompt for this week. Can you remember a time when someone gave you good advice? Now, I stumbled over my words in our last writing video, but last week you wrote about when you gave someone else good advice and told me what it was and described the story and the situation. This week, I want you to write about some time that someone else gave you good advice, and I want you to tell me about that story and that situation. So remember, that's an opposite prompt of last week, not just a repeat. Again, we're going to have you write 1 to 3 well-formulated paragraphs. I'm going to let you choose again if you want to elaborate longer and tell the story in 3 paragraphs, or be short and succinct. But just another reminder that if your words are few, they must be powerful. They hold a lot of weight if you choose to write 1 paragraph. So if you're worried about that, make sure you do 2 or 3. Again, 3 paragraphs is not necessarily better than 1. If you are rambling on and on to get 3 paragraphs to try to impress me, but your language is not clear and you're repeating yourself, that's not going to be any better. So I'm giving you this freedom to explore your own style of writing so that you can give the reader, which is me in this instance, all they need for the story, not too little, not too much. So best of luck with that, 6th grade. As always, my math and grammar example videos are separate, and you can look for those linked in the RenWeb portal or on their YouTube playlists as well. All right, have a wonderful Monday, 6th grade, and I look forward to seeing you at our next Zoom meeting and talking to your lovely faces and hearing your voices. I miss you all dearly. See you soon.